On today's episode of weight loss, you don't know how many times I've done this intro. Just saying. On today's episode of Weight Loss for Women Over 40, we are talking about why you're not losing weight no matter what you try. And it is because this one thing is still in your way. And I'm going to share with you what that is on today's episode. So, welcome to the Weight Loss for Women Over 40 podcast. I am so glad you are here. If you are new to this podcast, my name is Nikki T, and I am the person to call when you want to lose weight for the last time. Without dieting or crazy shakes or insane workouts, eat the foods that you love and still get the body you want. Yes, it is totally possible. If this sounds amazing to you, then go book your call with me today and let's get started on losing the weight and feeling great. Go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/call to book your call with me right now. And if you are not ready to work with me right now, not a problem. Just head over to the website and grab your free copy of 5 Reasons You Are Not Losing Weight Over 40 ebook. It's yours at weightlossforwomenover40.net/book. All right, so let's dive into why you're not losing weight no matter what you try. Weight loss seems elusive to the women that I'm talking to. Like some people can just wish the pounds to disappear and poof, they are down. You keep hoping that the next diet that you try is going to be the one that literally tips the scales and you go merrily along living in your dream body. But it never seems to happen. It never happens because you are choosing a diet, AKA a rigid, restrictive way that you truly do not want to do in the first place. So think about this. No one gets excited about going on a diet. They're like, yes, a diet. Sign me up for food that I don't want to eat, or a meal schedule that I don't want to stick to, or a calorie frame that I don't want to do. No one says that. And yet we keep doing the same thing over and over again. You pick the diet because you think it's going to work. Period. That's the only reason you do it. We only do stuff when we think we're going to get a benefit out of it. And when it doesn't, you think, well, I must have the wrong diet. No, that is not the problem. And yet you keep trying diets, right? Asking your friends, what are they doing? Searching and searching on the internet for the answer. Maybe you've downloaded an app that you think is going to give you accountability, or join a gym where you really have no idea what the machines do or the free weights or what to use or whatever, and you just stick to cardio. You just go to the straight to the treadmill or the elliptical and just do that. Or you go to an exercise class that gives you such a beat down that you can't move for the next week and you secretly dread going back to the gym, back to the exercise class. But then that no pain, no gain bull malarkey that we've been taught keeps popping up into your head. And you keep telling yourself, like, suck it up, buttercup. So if you have tried all these things and still aren't seeing any weight changes, or you are seeing the changes, but you are miserable in what you are doing, you need to go back to the beginning of this journey. And that beginning happens between your ears. What's going on? The diet and fitness industry has taught you a certain way to lose weight, and it can be effective if, it's a big if, and only if you have the right mindset in place. And quite honestly, after all the thousands of women that I have helped over the decades of years that I've been doing this, that right mindset isn't even on their radar. I know when I first started Shape It Up back in 2006, I did not know that mindset piece. I wish I had, but I didn't. I didn't have that information. I for sure knew to work out hard and with a ton of effort and to log your food and to find the diet. And again, those actions technically do work, but they don't work long term. And I can guess that you probably feel fantastic when you've achieved that weight loss goal, right? So if you hit it hard for 12 weeks, and then, you got down to maybe a body that you liked, but then it hits you that you just can't keep the momentum up. You can't keep that sustainable intensity up, right? And then the problem comes in is when the weight comes back on after the program that you did or the diet that you did, you feel like utter crap about yourself, right? Because the weight is coming back on and you feel like you're just falling off the wagon. By the way, there's no wagon. If you listen to my podcast, you will hear me say that. If not, hey, let me know. Go over to Instagram and let me know if you have heard about me talking about falling off the wagon. If you haven't, I'll make an episode about it. So I want you to stop this cycle. You want to feel great in your body all year round, not after 12 weeks of pure torture. You don't want to feel the pressure or nervousness of squeezing into a bathing suit or short sleeve shirt or whatever it is. That pressure that happens as soon as spring starts kicking in, as the summer comes along and we feel like we need to wear less clothing because it's so hot. And, also in winter, there's this element of, oh, especially if you're in like my climate where I live is like we have winters. You want to cover everything up. You want to hide your body from the world. It's like hibernation time. It's like, ooh, I get to relax and let it all out. And you're not just hiding your body from the world, you're hiding your body from you. Wouldn't you want to feel great in your body all year round, no matter what season it is, no matter what you're wearing? Not to hide your body. So when women decide to book a call to start working with me, I love the looks that I get on the calls, right? Because I do Zoom calls because I want to get to know the person, right? Clearly in person is kind of hard when they're in California and I'm in the East Coast, but Zoom is a great way for me to get to know you. And the looks that I get on the calls when I tell them that you can lose weight and eat all your favorite foods while you do the things that you love with minimal time commitment. The look of, really, is this possible? Mouth open, eyes wide, looking like I have 3 heads or something. Yes, it is possible to lose weight without restriction, without sacrifice, without dieting, no counting calories, no food logging, not spending hours and hours working out. I say to you, yes, 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 it is truly 100% possible for you, right? I've done it. My clients have done it. You can do it too. My clients spend time unlearning what they've been taught. We dive into why you think losing weight is hard and why you think it'll never happen for you. You're going to learn how to fuel your body and still eat the foods that you love, right? Because generally speaking, there's not too many people that are going around craving broccoli or asparagus, right? We crave the foods like the Oreo cookies, the desserts, the wine, the whatever it is that lights you up, the chips and salsa, right? You can still eat those foods and still get the body you want and still fuel your body, right? You're going to learn how to move your body so it's healthy and strong. So you can do the things that you love doing, like hiking, walking with friends, traveling, skiing, walking on the beach, searching for seashells. Seashells. Say that 5 times fast. Whatever floats your boat. So I want to leave this takeaway with you. Do you think you can lose weight? If the answer is yes, then ask yourself, why haven't you? If you think the answer is no, get really curious about that. Why do you think that is? You're not losing weight because of the mindset you're operating on. Like the quote by Wayne Dyer, sorry, can't talk today. Wayne Dyer. I love this quote. It's, if you change the way you look at things, you change the way things look. You cannot make changes while you repeat the same actions. But the way to change the actions isn't by changing the actions, it's by changing the way you look at things, the patterns, the default thinking. The subconscious mind is where your answer lies for getting you the body that you want. And it is very individualized for each person. It is not about habit swapping. I just want to be clear about that. I should do a whole podcast on that too. But when you habit swap, so a typical dieter's mentality habit swap is you want to eat XYZ food. You want to eat dessert. So you need to chew gum. You need to drink a lot of water. You need to go for a walk. You need to sit on your hands. You need to knit, right? These are habit swapping, right? The habit is to eat the food and you're trying to swap it out with something else. This is just putting a Band-Aid over a gushing wound. You haven't gone to the spot to stop the bleeding. That requires a little more getting in there. Gory, I know, gory analogy, but it's so true. So if you would like help losing weight for the last time in an easy and doable manner, go schedule your call with me today. Because unfortunately, time is not on our side. You know, I don't like doom and gloom. If you listen to me, I do not like doom and gloom. But there needs to be a sense of urgency when it comes to you in your life. I know I am going to be 51 in another month. Yes, I was just trying to think of the date. Actually, it's one day less than a month. So I'm going to be 51. And yes, I plan on living for a very long time, but I don't know if that's true, right? So, and again, I don't want you to come from scarcity of death or anything like that, but like, let's get real. Let's look at your future. Let's look at what do you want to show up? How do you want to be in the world? How do you want to live out the rest of your life? I know for me, I want to be the strongest, most flexible, agile person that I can be to do daily activities, to make my food, to have experiences, to go travel and be able to walk 20,000 steps in a day. More on that in Maven Heart. So definitely go follow me on Maven Heart. I'll be sharing some of that in the upcoming months. But just being able to live my life to the fullest. And I can do that when I'm healthy and fit. And I'm not carrying around all this mind baggage, this drama about dieting and the body I have and all that. So repeating the patterns that leave you frustrated and pissed that you aren't there yet. Let's get rid of them, right? We don't want to live our life that way. I know I don't. And if you do, chances are, if you do want to live your life that way, you're not listening to this podcast, right? There's no judgment from me. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that if you're listening to this podcast, you want more out of life. You want more out of this body. You want to feel awesome in your body. You want to feel sexy. You want to feel like you can do things. You want to feel active. You want to live life to the fullest in a body you love. So my fall group enrollment is open. It is a 12-week program. It is nothing like the 12-week programs that you probably experienced. Inside that group, I'm going to teach you how to lose your first 10 pounds. It is a jumpstart 12-week program because I know from experience of working with women, those first 10 pounds can be a bugger, especially if you've been playing in the dieter's mentality for quite some time. So I not only teach you how to lose the first 10 pounds, but then I teach you how to keep it off all inside that 12 weeks. So you can continue to proceed on your own if you choose to, losing more. I actually have quite a few clients that keep going after the 12 weeks and they are reporting back to me and telling me that they are losing weight. And I'm actually going to be reaching out to a bunch of people who have done the group program because it's been at least 6 months. And I want to see how they're doing. I want to see if they are keeping up with everything because that is the way I teach my program. I don't want you to go in there and just gather this information and then on week 13 be like, okay, back to normal, back to my old life. No, it's a lifelong change that I am teaching you. So if this interests you and you want to claim your spot in this group program, we start September 18th. I am already getting booked for calls for people to want to be in this group, and I actually have 2 spots that are already taken. So go to weightlossforwomenover40.net/group. You must apply. That is the only way to get in. You have to apply to get into the group. I am only taking 20 committed women. And like I said, some spots are already taken. So go to weightlossforwomenover40, that's 40.net/group to learn more and to apply. When you go to that page, you're going to see exactly what we're going to cover. Each week, there's a breakdown. There's 3 phases to the program, and you can see exactly what we're going to cover and how we're going to dive in deep. It is one of my favorite groups that I've ever run in my entire career of doing this. So I encourage you, if it interests you, definitely apply. All right, that is it for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed my little bloopers and fubs because you know I don't edit these things. So make sure you subscribe. And if you feel inclined, please leave a written review. That would be awesome over on Apple Podcasts. Again, that helps the podcast reach more people. Make sure you follow to learn more about losing weight without diets and without beating yourself up. And stay tuned for next week's episode on feelings are for sissies. Now, if you have been a follower or if you've talked to me, I have done this podcast, Feeling for Sissies, before, but I am actually revamping it and putting my newer twist on it because I have a couple years down the line since I've recorded it. And I have a new depth on feelings. So I hope you will join me for next week's episode. And you can come visit me over on Instagram if you like, Weight Loss for Women Over 40. That's it. Everything else is on the website. Have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you very soon.